mountain. Max Black has had the longest World Championship reign in the company's history at 120 days so far, and he will not be looking to give that up now. Wayne immediately coming with a forearm to take the big man down. Oh yeah, Casey wouldn't have seen Max Black yet. Yeah, Max is huge. And so far, Wayne has been able to take the fight to Max, but Max is getting right back into with the action here. A side slam to Wayne Evans.
What do they have planned here? From delivering a Uranagi.
And Wayne Evans catching Max Black off guard. I'll tell you what, if Wayne Evans manages to do the unthinkable and dethrone Max Black here, it'll be one hell of a start to the show. Oh, in regards to the show as well, on top of the thing of, you know, technically having to do a night 2 for the final. Also, obviously bear in mind the handicap match in-game will actually have the titles on the line because, you know, you can't do that in-game. But I assure you that law-wise they are. Whoever wins will just have the tag titles assigned.
Superstars managed to dig deep and give themselves a chance. Still going.
And a high kick from Wayne Evans. And a drop kick to send Max Black down. Of course, one thing that could be massively important in this match here, as Wayne Evans into that spinning driver into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Max Black. Of course, one thing that might be worth noting here is that obviously Wayne Evans isn't suffering from as much ring rust as Max Black is. Max Black, who's not been seen in a while, in around 2 months' time. And the submission locked in, the figure 4. But Max Black fighting his way out. You know, Max hasn't had a match in around 2 months of MCW. He's not been seen since the 3 stages of Hell match at Comeuppance. Whereas Wayne Evans has been fighting pretty much week in, week out ever since Comeuppance. A lovely rope-assisted suplex from Max Black there. Looked like he went to slingshot himself over into a sort of stomp to Wayne Evans, but Wayne Evans got out of the way, and then the moonsault from the ropes as he goes to that middle rope there and goes for the frog splash, but Max rolling out the way. But planting the big man down to the mat. The show of strength Wayne Evans is showing here. I mean, he's got that heart and desire. Going for the pin now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. It's got to be the best looking arena yet. It is my favourite arena of MCW, to be fair. Max goes to pick up Wayne Evans, but Wayne Evans sliding out with a grip. It just seems like everything that Max Black does, Wayne Evans is a step ahead. Sets up for a super kick on a kneeling Max Black. Now waits for him to get up. And planting his head to the mat. 1, 2, and a kick out at the last possible second. Wayne Evans was nearly your new All-Star champion. It really looked like there for a second that he made quick work of Max Black. And he's going for the spinning driver once more, and he is. And once again waiting for Max Black to get to his feet. And Wayne Evans locking in the submission. trying to get Max Black to tap. And Max Black taps out. And Wayne Evans is your new All-Star Champion. Maybe the ring rust played too much of a part in this. Not being in the ring for 2 months. But Wayne Evans is your new All-Star Champion. In a very, very dominant showing. Oh.
Here is your winner, and new World All-Star Champion, Wayne Evans. What a shift into the tides with this championship match. We really are looking at a new era, Cole. Soak it in.
Oh. As Wayne Evans lifts the title, and he is your new fight. Mazaki versus Brad. America, Japan. One of them will go through to the final. And normally in these kind of matchups, you would really favor Brad, you know, a former world champion. But of course, you know, when you've got the run that Mazaki's been on, the roll-up immediately, but a kick out before 1. But the run that Mazaki's been on since returning, and of course, having that home crowd behind her. Not just home country, but the exact city that she is from. Still paying respects to her opponent, as we've seen her do many a times in this World Cup so far. Of course, Mazaki's only lost 1 match in the lead-up, the only person to have done so. Losing that one-off match against Ruud van Gerten, of course. And a lovely slingshot maneuver there from Mazaki, and a stomp to the stomach of Brad Collins and a kick to the chest.
Rising up on spaghetti legs. This is not where you want to be.
And a knee from Mazaki Ryoki. And now raining down the elbows on the back of the head of Brad Collins. This has been all Mazaki so far. Of course, the first match opened up with a relatively dominant performance. We could see another one here if Brad doesn't start to get some fight in him here. Now another knee to the face of Brad Collins. Thrown into the ropes. And into a suplex pin. 1. And a kick out at 1 from Brad Collins. Mazaki goes to that top rope and a leg drop.
And he's basically defenseless right now. He's got to fight his way back into this.
And the Kamagoye from Mazaki to Brad. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Brad Collins. Brad really needs to get some fighting going here. As he catches the forearm, this could be the moment to do so. For Mazaki against the ropes. Dropping down underneath. Flinging to the mat, going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Mazaki. Clearly wasn't expecting the comeback there from Brad. I mean, you can't really blame her. Brad had done nothing most of the match. She stalks Brad, getting to his feet, and the black mass from out of nowhere as she goes in for the pin to try and become the finalist of the World Cup. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Brad Collins. Nearly secured her place in that main event. And about dragging the arm of Mizaki, sending her back down to the mat. Throws Mizaki into a front slam. Into a second front slam from Brad Collins. Picking Mizaki up. Face plant into the match. He goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Mizaki Ryoki. Brad picking Mizaki up. And a punch to the chest, or to the stomach, sorry. And he picks her up to a front slam. And repositioning her as she now starts climbing to her feet. But she gets the strike to the chest. First Brad Collins. But Brad returns with a clothesline. Well, Mizaki was the all-dominant in this match, but Brad has been able to create quite a back and forth in this match now. And the power slam from Brad Collins. Mizaki, though, with the knee up high. Goes for the kick, but Brad dodges. Mizaki dodges the clothesline. Mizaki goes to the top rope now. She's looking for the moon stomp straight to the spine of Brad Collins.
Waiting to strike. Brace for impact. Head scissors.
And the devil's kiss from Mizaki to Brad Collins. Moving Brad away from the ropes. She goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and the devil's kiss is enough for Mizaki Ryoki to pick up the win against Brad Collins as she advances to the World Cup Finals. Oh. All right. Brad Collins is eliminated from the MCW World Cup. Mizaki Ryoki advances to the final in the main event, and we'll be finding out in the next match who she will be facing in that main event. Will it be Elena Claire, or will it be Noah Morrison? Brad pinning the retirement. And here we go. Noah Morrison versus Elena Claire for the final spot in the World Cup final. To go against Mizaki Ryoki, as the winner gets a guaranteed world title shot at Final Destination. And we finally have the first match of the night that opens up with some chain wrestling, and Elena Claire overpowering Noah Morrison there. But Noah Morrison returning the overpowering right back. I have no idea what move is happening here because of the fucking the weird ass ragdoll physics. Well, not ragdoll physics, but, you know, just the physics in the game. But it's still chain wrestling.
Oh, man. Getting out nicely to transition into a waistlock. Boom.
Of course, as well, you may have to throw questions as well on Elena Claire going into this match, as, you know, we all know her fascination with Ricardo Toro, and maybe she's a little bit nervous about the match that takes place involving him later tonight when he put his career on the line against Leon Grimes for a shot at that European Championship. And maybe something like that could be putting in a distraction for Elena Claire. And of course, we mentioned this all throughout the tournament, but Noah Morrison being the most experienced person in the company when it comes to representing his country, you know, representing his country in the, you know, across the sport of rugby on a decently high level. And of course, doing it here tonight again in the semi-finals, doing it every single night until the semi-finals.
Precision offense here. He's leaving zero room to breathe. It's clear he's locked in right now. She's showing how much punishment she can withstand before getting her own offense in. Trying to fight back and stay in this match. Draped over the top rope. Tilt-a-whirl puts on the brakes.
And Elena with the leg drop to plant Noah Morrison down to the ground, goes for the pin. 1, 2, oh, a 1 count actually. Nearly got me there. This really is speed versus power between these two. We see these matchups quite frequently in MCW. Usually power prevails, but we saw earlier tonight where power wasn't all that prevailed.
Able to slip away. Blasted by a forearm. Producing a trampling. He really felt the impact on that one. And now thrown back into the ring. Oh, what a club.
Elena going for the super kick, but it's a return with a gut kick from Noah Morrison with an axe handle to the back of the head of Elena Claire.
Oh man, we all know what's coming here. Being carried around now. Launched face first. And now
Noah dropping Elena face first onto the turnbuckle into the pin. 1. Kick out at 1 from Elena Claire.
to stay in this match. Stop after stop after stop. That was a showing of control and aggression. Something they'll want to keep up. Destructive use of the knee. Just like that, she turned it around.
And the springboard stunner from Elena Claire.
Oh, look at these Kawada style
Those are quick kicks to the
the
face of Noah Morrison.
Disrespect. Ooh, bullseye. Oh, looking to cripple the leg.
And Elena Claire with the code breaker.
Breaker.
This could be the first big moment where someone could potentially win this match as she picks him up. But instead of going for the pin, she goes into a suplex
Nice.
onto Noah.
He's looking rocked. Yeah, and this might
And a
cause
springboard moonsault, but Noah Morrison rolling out the way. And throwing Elena. And a shoulder tackle down to the outside. Maybe Elena should have capitalized on that code breaker.
worries about the count. Legs caught.
But Elena catching the leg. And a Pele kick to send Noah Morrison to the ground.
Isolating the arm. Ooh, sharp elbow. Back into the ring here. Climbing up to the top. Looking to
And
go.
Elena going to that top rope. As Noah gets down to his feet. And a Foley top rope Meteora to send Noah Morrison down to the ground. And she's looking for that spinning back fist. No, she's not. She's going for the pile driver. Dropping Noah Morrison's head onto the outside of the ring. Goes to throw him into the ring, but he doesn't quite pull off. Noah Morrison manages to get his hands up on the apron to stop himself from falling. But the spinning back fist! Maybe Elena Claire did it on purpose. Waiting the perfect time. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Elena waiting the very perfect moment. Literally the millisecond that Noah Morrison got in that ring. And she hit that spinning back fist. Could have been all over right there, but Noah Morrison kicks out. And all I'm saying is, there was a signature used in that and 2 finishers. There's no way Noah Morrison's resiliency wasn't used there. No way. And a diving shoulder tackle to Elena Claire. Throwing Elena Claire to the ropes. And a big elbow to send her back down to the ground. As he goes for the running splash. Noah Morrison will be looking to turn the match in his favour. Elena Claire getting up though. An arm drag to send him down to the ground. Throwing him towards the ropes. And goes for the code breaker. No, it looks like it did get reversed by Noah, but then Elena reversed the reversal to send Noah back down to the ground. She runs towards the ropes. And a punt to the head of Noah Morrison. She's now good at getting Noah Morrison to his feet to go for a springboard here. She goes to the top. And a somersault clothesline to Noah Morrison. Targeting the leg now of Noah Morrison. Noah Morrison rolling to the outside, using the ropes to climb back to his feet. And a drop kick to send Noah Morrison to the outside.
Oh, she's just having her way now. And she's chopping her opponent down with each blow.
As she goes to the top rope. And a splash to the outside. It's been an incredible match between these two so far. And throwing Noah Morrison back into the ring here. But Noah Morrison getting the legs up to the face of Elena Claire. And jumping onto the arm. And lifting her above the head. Dropping her straight back down to the mat. It's a long fall to make. As he lets Elena Claire back on her feet. Taking his time. Picking her up. Taking her to the corner. Dropping her face first onto the apron. Or the turnbuckle, sorry. And goes to put some stomps on the chest as she is seated. So she catches the legs up. She goes for another punt into the head. And Noah Morrison starting to get energized up here. Using the crowd's energy. Strike after strike after strike from Elena Claire to Noah Morrison. Dropping down with the uppercut. And Noah Morrison gets the elbow up. And the reversal from Elena Claire. With the arm drag to Noah Morrison.
She's heading out of the ring. Countouts are not a factor for her. He gets
Oh, I know we saw her do this before because she's trying to mind games Noah Morrison here, potentially looking for that spinning back fist at the perfect time again. But Noah Morrison gets her up. But Elena Claire wriggling out of it. Planting Noah Morrison back down to the mat. As she goes to lift Noah Morrison up into the spinning back fist. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Elena Claire advances to the World Cup Finals.
Now's a good time to look at some of the highlights from that last matchup.
In a stellar performance, in an incredible match. Oh. And it will be Masaki Ryoki versus Elena Claire in the finals of the MCW World Cup. These are two women that were probably not even anywhere near. Alright, Henry King, Akumi Shimazaki, Era Minji, and Gavin Storm. Fatal 4-way begins now. And you couldn't have 4 people with completely different career paths in MCW if you really tried. Of course, you've got Henry King, a man who is, you know, leader of a faction and has challenged for the European Championship twice. You have Gavin Storm, who is one half of the longest reigning tag team champions in the Blood Devils, and of course made it through to the knockouts of the World Cup. You have Era Minji, who debuted in the World Cup and had a very impressive showing, beating some good opponents, but failed to get out of the group by 1 point. And Akumi, who is definitely, I think she may have had a match for the title, for an international title, or at least she's had a #1 contendership match for it. Still struggling to find her feet and get her big moment. But can she do it in front of the home crowd of Japan tonight? And of course, this match is a testament as well to the rising stars of MCW. It is no surprise that Akumi is the first one to introduce weaponry in this match. And Gavin Storm with an impressive diving clothesline to take Henry King down. And the standing moonsault from Gavin Storm to Henry King. Akumi taking Era down with a rain of punches. Henry dropping the elbow onto Era. And Henry is, you can tell that Henry King is the most experienced man, or well, competitor, I suppose, in this ring, as he just is so seamlessly moving from opponent to opponent anytime that he senses that someone else is a bit dangerous. Goes to the pin when he notices the other two are distracted, but just not distracted long enough. And Henry King is one of those wrestlers that we always talk about how aware of his surroundings he is. Of course, this time he's not accompanied by the Fallen. Could that be something that could go against him in this match? Usually used to having those, especially, you know, mainly Reagan and Jack by his side. Minji taking the fight though, repetitively to Henry King. Akumi going for the jumping, like, kind of body splash on to Era in the corner, who she moves out of the way. He's always put on great multiple people matches, like Noah, Henry, and Cassidy match. Facts, yeah. Henry King is probably, you know, one of the specialists we have in the company in multi-man matches. It's very rare for Henry King to put on a bad multi-man match. And Gavin Storm, though, connecting with the kendo stick to Henry, and then to Era, goes for the pin, but Akumi's right there to break up the pinfall. Henry King throwing Akumi into the corner. And the uppercut to send her into the corner more. And the moonsault from Era Minji. Well, Henry King sees her coming in his rear view. Taking her to the corner now. And Henry King, the only kind of non-dazed personnel in this match, it seems. But Akumi and Gavin coming back to their senses. Henry King putting on the brass knuckles, and it connects with Era Minji. Gavin Storm going for the pin, but it's broken up by Henry King. Of course, I mean, I don't, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of instinct there when Henry King decides to hide those brass knuckles, as he usually brings them out in disqualification matches, but, you know, he hasn't been, you know, but they're allowed in this match. It's a fatal 4-way. There are no DQs. Oh, and the fucking trip up from Eraminji, sending Gavin face first into the back of the head of Akumi Shimazaki. As they're both trying to fight over Gavin's body, but it's Era that hits the super kick. Gavin goes for the axe handle, but Era moving out the way. And the camel clutch from Henry King locked in. Eraminji rushing to try and break it up before a tap. And it looked like Henry King just let go anyways. I guess sensing Eraminji coming up behind. Going for the pin, but Gavin Storm breaks it up. And this is what I mean with that in-ring awareness of Henry King. He just kind of knew. And it looked like Eraminji was going for the Soul Snatcher there, but the punch from Gavin Storm to Henry kind of inadvertently saved him. But she hits the Soul Snatcher on Akumi. And picking up the baseball bat. Never mind putting it down, going for the drop kick on Gavin instead. And Henry King dropping the offense to Akumi, who's down. Eraminji decides to get off the top rope. I think there was a pinfall attempt there that got broken up by Gavin, I believe. That's what it looked like. And the kendo stick cracked on the back of the head of Gavin Storm. The diving forearms from Akumi Shimazaki, who goes for the pin on Gavin. But it's broken up by Eraminji, who's thrown into the corner by Henry King. Akumi throwing Henry into the ref, though. And the backward stunner from Akumi into the pinfall on Henry King now, but broken up by Gavin. And the military press power bomb as she goes for the pin, but Akumi breaks it up.
He's endured so much already. He can't take much more. Targets the gut to end the offense. The situation gets worse for her with every attack. She's really struggling to find an answer here. Punishing stretch.
All right. And it looked like Gavin was going to go for the submission there on Akumi, but she managed to, or I don't even know if it was Akumi or Era there, but to be honest, they both moved way too fast. The roll up from Akumi on Henry King, 1, 2, and a kick out from Henry King anyways. I think Gavin would have also broke it up just before 3 anyways, but still, the kick out from Henry King. And Eraminji, the military press power bomb into the pin, but Gavin Storm waltzing over, and I think Henry kicked out of that naturally. Gavin deciding to go after Akumi, who was getting back in the ring instead of breaking up the pin.
Got them off their feet here. Stalking here could be a prelude to something big.
And dropping Akumi face first onto the ropes.
Dazed and confused, and things are only about to get worse.
And Gavin going for the springboard Superman punch, but Akumi Shimazaki reversing it.
Caught in the electric chair, but fighting. Right hands will do it. Hammerlock applied.
Henry King with the power bomb, and Akumi, but reversed into a bulldog from Henry King, who's stalking Akumi ready. Gets her down and goes in for the camel clutch once more. And Akumi Shimazaki, I can't tell if she passed out or if she tapped out, but either way, Henry King picks up the win in the Fatal 4-Way by submitting Akumi in her home country. It's the kind of disrespect we have come to know from Henry King over the course of his time in MCW. Oh. I can't tell if she tapped or if she passed out. That's the only thing. I'm excited to be able to watch the replay and see. And it was here that Era was like a tiny millisecond away from winning, but had Big Henry kicked out. So did she tap or... I think she just passed out. I didn't see a tap.
An enormous win here in this fatal four-way match. Yet another volatile and unpredictable match in the books. I think any of those four superstars could have taken it.
He was probably the favourite coming into the match. And he's the favourite coming out of it. That's for certain.
Buzzing, as it always is, when
Alright, the
this
referee
title is defended.
taking the belt from Olivia, showing it to Kieran. Of course, Olivia was the one who pinned John Black to become the new international champion. She could have pinned Elena, but she went for John the entire match. Clearly, she wanted to beat the champion to become the champion. She's no stranger to being able to beat her family when it matters. And then you have Kieran, the man they call the ghost of the Black family, due to him always kind of looming around the card. But he'll tell you it's because he feels like he has been consistently ghosted from title opportunity. The only Black family member to have been so. The only Black family member to have not been given, or at least any Black family member that's still in the company to never be given a title shot. Now he's got one. And can he make the most of it?
Here's the headbutt and a knee strike. That could make an opening for her. Boom, what a kick.
Go for the running drop kick, but it's dodged by Kieran. And Kieran jamming the thumb into the neck of Olivia Black.
Hard for the champ to have any answers when endless strikes are being rained down on you. A precision strike.
And of course, this is Kieran's biggest match of his career so far. Of course, Olivia Black, though, no stranger to high-pressure matches. Of course, the triple threat in which she won the International Championship, the title defense against Elena Clara, Brawl for All, and of course, just being involved in general in the World Cup, making it all the way to the quarterfinals, losing to Noah Morrison, of course. So Kieran Black, who's not been too much in those high-pressure scenarios.
No question the champion is on the back foot now. That low blow just completely altered the mood of this match.
I mean, Kieran nearly got his way voted into the Road to Glory match at Comeuppance, but just missed out on a few votes. And a pin from Olivia, one. Kick out at one from Kieran Black. And you'd expect this match to be quite even, though. I mean, these two, you know, very close, know each other very well. If anyone's expected to be able to read each other's moves, then it is these two. Kieran, well, he was going to get thrown to the ropes, but he reverses, throwing Olivia to the apron. Raining down the punches on the outside. Using the ropes to assist him with the forearms to the back of Olivia Black. And the back stabber through the ropes. Olivia dodging the grapple, returning with some strikes. Some kicks to the back of the thigh. And locking in the sleeper hold here on Kieran Black, but Kieran Black reversing with a stunner. And now the strikes throwing Olivia into and then popping her up. And then the backwards cross body to send Olivia back down to the mat. As he goes for the springboard cross body into the pin. One. And a kick out at one from Olivia. A very enjoyable back and forth with some stomps to the chest of Olivia Black now from Kieran. Kieran clearly not going easy on his sibling, trying to do anything he can to secure championship gold. Of course, he's the only member of his family in MCW that hasn't, you know, preventing getting. And the reversal from Olivia Black, turning that near suplex into a bulldog, but then a reversal return from Kieran Black as she was going to go for that DDT. He returns with some stomp with a dropping the knee onto the stomach, and a combination of strikes sends Olivia Black, the international champion, back down to the mat.
Here we go, measuring the distance. Super kick on the money.
Okay. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. I have no idea what just happened. That one kick should not stun her. Did the... Correction if I'm wrong. John, did the stomp just get glitched? Was that supposed to be the stomp and then it just got really fucking glitched? Because that had to have been a finisher with how much damage it did. 1, 2. Olivia nearly beating Kieran Black with the roll-up. Seems to be a super kick finisher. Oh, it was supposed to be a super kick. Oh, okay. So it was a finish. So he technically hit a finisher, but it was like really glitched. Okay. I mean, to be fair, all we can say is as long as at least he didn't, you know, win the match like that. If he would have won the match like that, that would have been fucking horrible. And Olivia Black using the ropes, fleeing Kieran Black towards them, dropping down, and the hip toss.
The challenger struggling for anything here.
And the hip toss return from Kieran Black. And another roll up here, but the referee calls a rope break. And of course, Olivia, it's no surprise using the roll up. I mean, her mentor used that quite a lot. And then the stunner from Olivia. Of course, her mentor John Black won his international championship from Andre Cruz with the very same way with the roll up. Her looking to retain her title the same way. Going for the pin though now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Kieran Black. Going Kieran towards the ropes. And the DDT into the pin. Could this be it? Could she retain? 1, 2, 3, and she does retain. Olivia Black is still your international champion in a very solid back and forth match where truly anyone could have won. It was genuinely a very good match. There was a lot of story, a lot of heart, a lot of back and forth. Olivia thought the stunner did it. But it did not. It wasn't until she threw him towards those ropes and hit that DDT. To be fair, they haven't really necessarily feuded. They just kind of have respect matches consistently so far. Referee not happy.
She did what she needed to do and came away with a strong victory.
Referee wanted Kieran just like the fans. This is the last song that was submitted. I don't know what we want to do. You didn't submit another song.
Escaping over the top or through the cage door and planting 2 feet on the ground. But with these superstars, it's impossible to say which way it'll end. Well, that's why the WWE Universe wants a steel cage match. So many ways it can end. I've seen superstars use a steel door as a weapon, get their face slammed into the steel mesh, and get knocked out.
Yep, last song submitted for Marty was on the 3rd of December 2025.
And knock their opponent off the walls, or they can attack and try to scramble out of the ring themselves. There are so many options on the table. There may be a lot of
You
options.
didn't update it. That's not my bad. It's not my responsibility to change people's themes for them.
Ooh, great anticipation. DDT. Setting up. Nice suplex. Oh man, a little extra luster behind. Up and around we go into the small package. Fantastic. An easy kick out there. Definitely looks in a hurry to finish things. He gets out of the way. Wicked kick. Cover.
Right, going for the pin.
Right away. It's gonna take more than that. Oh. Swift clothesline out of nowhere. Oh, solid kick across the back. Oh, missed connection. Dropping the elbow. Corey, there are so many ways to win a steel cage match. Is there one that's easier than the other?
Well, I would say walking right on out is obviously the easiest, but making the climb does put more space between you and anyone looking to stop you.
Hammer it away.
I think rage took over in that moment. Nothing but blind rage.
Not target of the arm. He pulls off the reversal.
Looking like Diego going to try and climb his way out of the cage.
Cage is so close, yet so
Marty's still on the ground here. Diego's getting a big advantage here
He's trying to make his way up the cage.
as he goes to the top.
Having a seat at the very top of the steel cage.
But Diego kicking Marty off. This could just be over quickly.
Golly, please have mercy.
Unless Marty's able to climb up there and be able to put a stop to Diego right here. Diego's about to climb out. Punch to the kneecap from Marty. But Diego once again kicking him off.
From the top of the steel cage. He risked it all to make it to the top, but now he's paying for it. And now he
But Marty's still not giving up.
needs to escape.
And again, I feel like we might be stuck in a bit of a loop here, guys.
Settle.
Oh, fucking hell. Thank you for the follow at Money Mike Carter. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the stream. As Diego kicks Marty down again.
Flying from way up.
I don't think anyone plans to take that kind of fall.
This is what he's been training for. This moment right here.
There's no way this is just going to keep going on. It actually is going to keep going on. Right.
His night. Victory could be close at hand, but first he's got to get himself over the top of the cage. Now for the hard part. He can take
If it happens again, I'm just going to interfere. Yeah, okay. I'm going to...
like a meteor. Just why would anyone stand on top of the cage like that? Going to try and scale the steel
Okay,
cage
well,
wall.
it's not even letting me get down. Okay, there we go.
Could this be it? Strong kick out there. A little closer to getting the pinfall there, but this is still any.
Also, I know the ratings appeared for a second. It was pre-agreed. Just ignore the ratings.
Was abandoned.
I apologise that it got spoiled, but just ignore them. It was pre-agreed in advance.
Speed, building momentum. Trying
You know,
to
long
change the
term and all
tides
that.
of the match. No trying. The superstar has changed the tides of the match.
You know, stupid ass game has to make me spoil things because, you know, it's a stupid ass fucking game. Going for the pin, one, kick out at one.
I didn't think this match was close to over.
Oh, that hurt to the spine. Picking the spot. Steered away there. Pop up into the kick. Very nice. He's quick to get out of the way there. Kick connects. That's gonna hurt. Covered late in the match. That's
And the code breaker into the pin. One,
quick count out.
kick out at one from Marty.
This far into the match, where is this energy coming?
And the Pele kick
Leaves him staring at the lights. Makes the cover.
into the pin once more. One, two, three. Diego Barbosa picks up the win.
Inside the cage.
Getting his own back against Marty, taking it to 1-1.
We've got some highlights from the last one queued up. Here we go. somehow, some way, we have a winner.
But they are feeling the effects of that brutal cage. We call a lot of matches, but this one's going to stick in my mind for weeks to come. I agree with you on that, Corey. This one was unforgettable.
To retire a fellow professional, as that was what could be happening tonight. Either Lacana Toro walks out of this building as European champion tonight, or he walks out retired from in-ring competition. As they link up in chain wrestling, what better way to see who is the better man? Leon throwing Carnotoro into the corner. Going for the splash, but Carnotoro getting the knees up. Goes for the Enziguri, but Leon Grimes pushing him aside. And Carnotoro pushing the back of his head. And Carnotoro out, strengthening Leon Grimes. And a chop to the chest, sending him leaning against the ropes, but the elbow from Leon Grimes creating a bit of space. I think it's safe to say the crowd are behind the one they dubbed Dino Man in this one. A super kick to the stomach of Carnotoro. As he climbs to the top rope. Getting Carnotoro up to his feet. And the DDT from the top rope goes in for the pin. 1. And a kick out at 1 from Carnotoro. And a running splash from Leon Grimes. Goes for the springboard splash, but he dodges it. And the sling blade from Leon Grimes goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Carnotoro. Carnotoro simply just has to be putting more fight up in this match. You'd think this was an exhibition match and not his career being on the line as far as things stand. Maybe he doesn't have the mentality to get up to the occasion. Leon Grimes goes for the crossbody. Carnotoro dodging out of the way. Leon Grimes flinging Carnotoro back down to the mat, though. And a rolling kick from Leon Grimes as he now goes top rope once again. Looking for the frog splash, and it hits. Goes in for the pin here. 1, 2, 3. And Leon Grimes picks up the win. And that's the end of Carnotoro, still your European champion, as Lacana Toro is now deemed extinct. And Leon Grimes with his 11th title defense of the European Championship. As Leon Grimes has retired Lacana Toro. So not only does Leon Grimes have the most... Oh, to be fair, it should be fine, actually. I can just advance to night 2 and put it on the night 2 thing. Should be fine. As Chain Wrestling begins this MCW World Championship match. Two women are completely separate presentations. She goes for that springboard drop kick, but Helga moves out of the way. It's a different style of wrestler that Kim has not really come against before. This kind of brutal style of wrestler that's there to just break the bones of her opponents. And Helga doing deep damage to the legs of Kim Min-ji. Goes for the slingshot, but Kim Min-ji was starting to get to her feet just beforehand. Taking Helga to the corner. Raising the elbow up. And now dodging the grapple one after another. Linking into chain wrestling once more. Going for the roll up. Oh, bear with me just 1 second, guys. Match will still be on. I'll be one moment. Uno momento. There we go. All right. Helga. Brad, you know you're going to get timed out for spam, right? And Kim going for the pin. 1. Kick out at 1 from Helga. And the running bulldog from Helga. No, I wasn't telling him that I'd time him out. I'm saying there's auto mod that will time him out. And Helga getting Kim down for it too. Not that I'd be timing him out. But Twitch has like sensors for that type of shit. The reversal from Kim Min-ji. With the punch to the face of Helga. And Helga with the elbow. I'm pretty sure they both just reverse finishes on each other there. Back to back. And the side suplex from Helga going in for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. It's a very close one, that. Helga nearly became your MCW World Champion. We've already had 1 world title change hands tonight. Can we see a second? Kim picks her up. But the fist caught by Helga. Goes to the drop kick, pushed aside by Kim Min-ji. The kick blocked by Helga. The grapple dodged by Kim Min-ji. But Helga returning with the serious kicks to the chest of Kim Min-ji. But Kim Min-ji with the reversal. And these two women just reading ahead of each other. And the suplex from Kim. Stomp to the ankle. Back kick to the chest. And she's going to set up for the hidden blade. And it hits the elbow to the back of the neck. The back of the head, sorry, of Helga. Going in for the pin. 1, 2. And Helga kicks out at 2. Helga's chances, the dreams of world champion are still alive. Going down into a big kick to the face. Well, she was going to go for the springboard, but decided not to. Taking Helga into the corner now. And a Mexican destroyer, Canadian destroyer, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But Helga dodging the running senton. And the roll up from Helga trying to steal the championship. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. She got so close there. Stepping on the hand of Kim as she kicks the back of the elbow. And now the elbow drop to the face of Kim Min-ji. Rolling out the way. And Kim Min-ji with the super kick to the face of Helga. Helga, though, tripping the leg up. It looked like Helga got busted open by Kim, but Helga immediately returned by busting Kim open. And Helga targeting the arm. Stomping on the hand of Kim Min-ji. Trying to do damage to that elbow to prevent that hidden blade. And the repeated elbow drops onto the knee. Helga trying to dismantle Kim Min-ji. Some people might not have expected this to be the match where blood was going to be involved, but to those who would have thought that, I would have said that you have not watched Helga. Still stomping down on the arm. I mean, Helga said to her she's coming in with intent to break that arm. And locking in the submission on the arm. And Kim Min-ji taps out. Helga is your new MCW World Champion. Making Kim Min-ji tap out in a fantastic back and forth match. Two people got huge opportunities tonight to cement their names in the history of MCW, become world champions, take that step up, and they have. Wayne Evans, Helga, and this is just a testament to how the World Cup can change people's fortunes. In what was an incredible back and forth match between Kim Min-ji and Helga, Helga is the one who takes home the World Championship. And there is something in the air of Tokyo, something in the water of Japan. And this is an interesting change of the scenes to have two new champions. Because in the main event tonight, we're going to find out which one out of Masaki Ryoki and Elena... And Francis Sharp accompanying Survival Instinct in their corner, leaving MD Silver to fend for himself. MD Silver putting all his honour in the corner of Francis Sharp and doing everything he can to support his friend through what he thought was difficult times. But could this have just been what Francis Sharp was talking about across his family problems? And despite him being ringside, the tag title's still on the line. If Survival Instinct win this match, they become the new tag team champions. So clearly this goes deeper for Francis, because he'd even have to relinquish his tag title. So Brody Murray and Ricky Riley can hold the belts. And of course you can see him on the ringside there, calling the shots, dictating the damage, telling Brody Murray to get under the ring and introduce some weaponry to cause pain onto MD Silver. And this is just a brutal assault on MD Silver in the middle of the ring. Francis still dictating the decisions. But he catches the baseball bat to hit the gut of Ricky Riley. But Brody Murray picking MD Silver off and dragging him to the corner. But he still manages to fight Brody Murray off. And Ricky Riley trying to get in the way to slow down the momentum of the throw onto the ropes. I mean, MD Silver going for the pin there, just trying to catch anyone off guard that he can. Ricky Riley, though, talking towards the crowd, feeding off of the hate of the crowd in Japan. MD Silver, though, still putting up a valiant fight. A suplex to Brody Murray. And a high knee to Ricky Riley. I don't know why they keep going after, you know, keep emoting. That's definitely making things a bit difficult for them, I'll say that much. But MD Silver's still putting the fight in. And you have to wonder what happens with the tag team titles if MD Silver retains here. And the one-handed spine buster from Brody Murray goes in for the pin on MD Silver. 1, 2, and MD kicks out. He's still got fight left. And at this point, he's not fighting for the honour of Francis anymore like he was before. He is fighting for himself through the anger of the betrayal. This is a man who's felt like he's been betrayed throughout his entire wrestling career on several occasions. First out in the Indies when he was working with a team over in the Indies. And then Severance, and now against Francis Sharp. But MD Silver catching the forearm. And the armbar locked in, but the ref calls for a rope break. MD Silver busted open, dropping the H-bomb on Ricky Riley. And Brody Murray is still emoting. I really wish they'd stop doing that. I don't know why they keep emoting. But Ricky Riley, the sharpshooter, this is the move that got them the #1 contendership in the first place. And MD Silver taps out to Survival Instinct. As Survival Instinct, with the aid of Francis Sharp, turning on his tag team partner. As Survival Instinct become the new MCW Tag Team Champions. In MCW. And don't get it twisted, there was still a valiant fight from MD Silver, who is definitely putting in a lot of shots here against Survival Instinct, but a 2v1. And look, making him tap out as Francis stares him right in the eyes as the tap out happens. As Survival Instinct stand tall, not even bothering to grab the titles, as this is not about the titles for them. This is about the message that it sends. As the reign of MD Silver and Francis comes to an end, with Francis finding himself a new alignment in Survival main event of Tokyo Skirmish. Elena Claire versus Masaki Ryoki in the MCW World Cup Final. Two women who found better fortunes with major changes, of course. Elena found her fortune moving from Clash to Strike, and Mazaki, who found her change in just discovering herself, coming back to Japan. And this is the first time she's been back since that self-discovery. She stated to people backstage that those that helped her train in some of the finest karate dojos of around the country are in attendance here to see how she fares. And there's not many matches in MCW history that hold the heritage that this match will hold. The stakes are huge. And the roll up from Mazaki trying to get Elena out early, but Elena kicks out before one. And I'm sure Mazaki knew that that wasn't going to win the World Cup right there, but it's about the mind games, trying to get into the head of your opponent, trying to break them down psychologically and physically to take home that World Cup. Elena Claire, who only just managed to get herself out of the group stages of the World Cup, but has been very dominant in those knockouts. Mazaki Ryoki, who has beaten some huge names in the run, put an end to the win streak of Leon Grimes. Let's not forget, in her very first match upon returning, in the very first match of the, well, you know, the very first match she had in the World Cup, really set the tone. I mean, it was probably that moment that really set how much things could change for anyone involved in this tournament. Elena Claire throwing. Mazaki goes in for the dropkick, but Mazaki pushes it sideways. And the springboard DDT from Mazaki Ryoki. She goes for the grapple, Elena Claire, but Elena Claire dodging, returning with a kick. Into a step-up kick from Elena Claire.
Settle!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the follow, Casey. You're a bit late on the follow, but I'll forgive you. And the springboard stunner from Elena Claire. And Bro Mazaki to the outside of the ring. And now raining down the punches to Mazaki on the outside. Of course, Elena Claire will still be very emotional about the retirement of Lacana Toro earlier tonight. Throwing Mazaki around on the outside. Creating space, getting herself back in the ring. Catching her breath in the corner now. Mazaki rolling back into the ring though. Met with chops from Elena Claire. Into a suplex. Elena Claire waiting for Mazaki to get to her feet. She goes for a pile driver on Mazaki. Goes for the pin now. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Mazaki Ryoki. Elena Claire going for the slingshot, but it's dodged out the way by Ryoki. Elena taking Mazaki over to the ropes. And a snapmare using the ropes and jumping over the head into a drop kick. And the splash from the top rope from Elena Claire. Mazaki tries to get the leg up, but Elena catches it. Mazaki throwing towards the ropes. She goes for a slingshot, but the distance was nowhere even close. Goes for Mizaki towards the ropes. As she goes for a code breaker, but it's caught by Mizaki, but she still flips onto the mat. Goes for the pinfall. 1, 2. And Mizaki kicks out at 2 again. Goes for the elbow drop, but Mizaki dodging. Big knee to the face and the chin of Elena Claire. And now snapping the leg. Still paying the respects. She gets Elena up. And taking her to the corner, dropping her face first onto the turnbuckle. And the falling powerbomb from the ropes, going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Elena Claire. Elena Claire goes for a code breaker, but it's caught into a power slam by Mizaki Ryoki, who lifts Elena Claire up with the leg. And the black mass from Mizaki into the pin. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Mizaki was this close to winning the World Cup. But she's looking for the Kamigoye into the falling pin. Still not giving up. 1, 2, 3. And Mizaki has won the MCW World Cup. Dominant performance after dominant performance as Mizaki Ryoki has won the World Cup in her home country. She takes home the World Cup victory, and Mizaki Ryoki will be fighting for a World Championship at Final Destination. And when she hit this black mass, I'll be honest, I really thought she did it. I thought she won the World Cup here with that black mass. But Elena's still fighting her way out of that. But it was the Kamigoye on top immediately after that was too much for Elena. The exhaustion of the match, all Mizaki could do was fall back into Elena, lift the leg, and get the 1, 2, 3 as Mizaki Ryoki is your World Cup winner. As she poses to the crowd of her people, her home, proving to them all that she had what it takes to bring the World Cup home to Japan and to do it in